The Sigma Passion by Vlad K. Wants, Chapter 5. Continuing our discussion of the role of the upper class in society, Victor's contribution was to say that in his opinion, a real upper class has only been able to be considered and can only be considered a social elite if, while concerning itself with its own interests, it never forgets about the interests of the population in which it is institutionalised and whose elite or upper class it is regarded as being. This means not forgetting about the interests of the section of society that it exploits, and thus concerning itself with a system for its continuous renewal and development. The representative of such an elite does not think that he can stuff his pockets and make a quick getaway. No, he has to concern himself with people's right to remain people. Otherwise, people who have no rights soon turn into slaves. But even sooner, they start to hate those who have deprived them of these rights, and hate them for it with an animal passion. Therefore, the representative of an elite, while thinking of his interests, of the comfort of his personal circumstances, of himself, will never forget that those whom he exploits need their own comfort and posterity. He can't, never mind the degree of exploitation involved, if the process, in this case a man's process of exploitation by a man, is to be of a rational and long-lasting nature. After all, if any event of some kind of upper class will always emerge, whether it be hereditary, appointed, or, as now is the accepted case, elective, the upper class will, in any event, in one way or another, exploit the majority beneath it, and the form of this exploitation will be determined by, among other things, the state of development and, most of all, the culture of the elite wielding power. Is this not the way in which social contract works, or should be honoured? But if it operates under different rules, for example, those of social Darwinism, when the powers that be, in a de jure capacity exercise, control de facto by force, without actually meeting the requirements of the social order, then there is no way of avoiding conflict within society. In order to keep the seething mass reined in, while maintaining the appearance of legitimacy for their actions, modern feudal rulers invite endless muggins and buggins firms of political consultancy professionals, equipped with modern PR and NLPR technologies, in order for these specialists to manufacture or tailor a high-quality outfit or disguise, so as to present the saviour or champion of democratic ideals image that patriotism consultant specialises in. These people are therefore constantly forced to put on various guises that in fact mask ever more weird images, which may quite possibly almost turn out to be unreal. And all this for the sake of ensuring that the people, or electorate, in whose minds their champion of ideals operate, should be prevented for as long as possible from seeing their true essence, and should perceive them as whatever they are pretending to be at the time. But they, these ruler underwriters and their kind, are as a rule haughty, arrogant, conceited and big-headed. And it is only lest they be seen as such, whether by those close to them or by the majority, that they are forced to put on their various guises, showing those around them in this way the rights imperatives for today, demonstrating by their conduct and outfit what is in fashion today, or what is acceptable to consider up to date, and surrounding themselves with other false faces like their own. But when a society has more and more of these people in guises, then people without guises, to put it mildly, stick out like a sore thumb, or like sacrificial victims, perhaps because they are tired of it all, and cannot or do not wish to follow the endless leapfrogging change of political masks and their owners. Teenage movements like the hippie, punk, goth or emo, and many other similar informal movements come from the psyche of the child acutely sensing the contradictions between the real and the necessary, the proper and the actual in society, And this is the reason they come together. They are looking for common understanding, empathy, common suffering. Why on earth should they try and decide whatever common dirty clothing is used by people without principles, slaves to their own amorality in the flesh? They do not wish to live by the laws of deception or of a difficult geopolitical situation for some contrived purpose that sensible people free of vices find unnatural, and which changes with the way the political wind blows. Whatever the wind, it is the lot of the weathervane to stay in one spot. When an undereducated trickster who's got his hands on the levers of political power hides his personal incompetence under labels of social needs or dangers to the public, and refashions the laws of society and public morality to suit himself. The one thing is inseparable from the other. Our children do not wish to become like that, which is why we get these informal movements, expressions of a collective, implicit fellow feeling, empathy, common suffering. Who else can tell the emperor he has no clothes? Only a fool or a child. Why do they become these children when they grow up? I'm Richard Campbell. Thank you very much.